Some saints, like St. John of Kronstadt, believe that we must be joyful always, that any despondency or despair is next to sacrilege. St. Silouan said that despair is blasphemy against God. Others are more tolerant of spiritual alternations in mood. In the Garden of Gethsemane, wasn't Christ in great despair, even anxious, fearful, worried? No consensus on despondency or despair in the church. Yeah, so I'm going to write that down, and then I'll get to the other questions. So despair is a tricky thing because we tend to conflate it with different kind of temperaments, depression, sadness. But despair is something different entirely. Despair is having completely given up hope. Despair is the last stop before suicide. Now, we talk about despair in a colloquial way today. Oh, I'm despairing of this, or I feel despair. We might have a sense of hopelessness or feeling of hopelessness. We might feel like we don't know what to do next. But despair is the brink before suicide. Despair is a great abyss, a great blackness from whence it's very difficult to climb back. But it's possible. And we see this in the this idea about despair in the icon of the Last Judgment. There's a bunch of people in the fiery lake, and one of them is upside down with his feet up. And that is what people point to and say, that is despair. The man with his head down and his feet up in the lake of fire, that's despair.